There's a peculiar book like this. When it was first published, no one paid it any mind, and the author even had to dig into his own pocket to get it printed. But 20 years later, this book suddenly sold nearly 35 million copies. It took a giant leap, becoming one of the world's top bestsellers. The book I'm talking about is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He's an entrepreneur, speaker, and renowned American author, and this book has been hailed by the media as a starting point for mastering wealth. In the book, the poor dad is the author's biological father. Though a university professor with a stable income, he was burdened with debt his entire life. The rich dad, on the other hand, is the father of Kiyosaki's friend, Mike. He didn't finish high school but ventured into the world early and built a financial empire worth billions, becoming Kiyosaki's idol. From the lives of these two fathers, Kiyosaki saw the deep-rooted reasons behind the gap between rich and poor. Through engaging stories, he reveals the hidden rules governing money. Kiyosaki writes in the book, the reason someone is poor isn't about how much money they can earn, but about their thinking and actions. If you don't grasp the basic logic of wealth, you'll spend your life working for a paycheck. It's true, if we can't break free from a poor mindset, no matter how hard we try, we'll stay poor. Hey everyone! Welcome back to The Quiet Resonance, the channel dedicated to personal growth through great books. This week, I'm bringing you a discussion titled, If You Don't Change These Mindsets, No Amount of Effort Will Make You Rich, based on the wildly famous book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let's dive in. The Endless Rat Race Trap ****. The book opens with Kiyosaki sharing a fascinating childhood story. At 9 years old, he worked at his rich dad's store for a wage of 10 cents an hour. Surprisingly, his rich dad refused to pay him, saying, "If I give you the wage you want, you'll be tied to this store for that money. Your whole life, you'll just spend that measly paycheck." This story resonates with most of us. We often get stuck in a fixed, vicious cycle. Wake up, go to work, get paid, pay bills, then wake up, work again, pay more bills. Kiyosaki calls this the endless rat race trap. We're like a hamster in a cage, running furiously, making the wheel squeak loudly, but waking up the next day still trapped inside. These people only see their paycheck and believe that a higher salary means they can buy more and be happier. But in reality, they can't see the opportunities for wealth beyond their job, caught in this endless cycle of busyness. Worse, they don't even think to seek change. Back to Kiyosaki's story at the store, his rich dad not only didn't raise his pay but made him work for free. This forced him to find a breakthrough from his current situation. Fueled by determination, Kiyosaki returned to the store, observing and thinking. He noticed that the comic books in the store weren't selling and were only good for selling to the recycling plant as scrap. So, he used all his savings to buy hundreds of these comics and opened a reading room in his garage. With this approach, he earned a small profit by renting out the comics. How many of us are caught in this endless rat race trap? Many are in this cage without even realizing it. We wear ourselves out, with no time to think, living like survival machines, working for money. But those who fixate on money often fail to make it. To escape this cage, we must stop running, like Kiyosaki did. Use that running time to think and find a way to break this endless race. Blindly chasing a fixed mindset ****. In psychology, there's a concept called the social clock, meaning society dictates what you should do at certain ages. This mirrors the poor dad's mindset, deeply ingrained in him and passed to his son. Study hard, get into a top university, find a good job, and work until retirement. Kiyosaki grew up with this social clock, but over time, he felt it was wrong. He observed his peers. After graduating, they married, bought a house on credit, and once they had kids, spent more opening credit cards. They seemed to have big houses and fancy cars, a stable life, but had little savings. Every day, they scrambled, working extra jobs to cover overspending. If a crisis hit, they'd be helpless, unprepared for such situations. Kiyosaki also saw a friend, laid off, dragging his entire family to beg the boss for mercy. Even his poor dad faced unemployment during an economic crisis and couldn't find a way to make a living. So, Kiyosaki followed his rich dad's advice. Ditch the stable job that follows the crowd and say goodbye to surviving on a single, fixed job. Kiyosaki branched out, exploring many fields: auditing, law, accounting. He worked as a waiter, construction worker, salesperson, and interned at big companies, studying markets. Later, he founded a real estate investment company, earning his first big sum. His rich dad said, "Whatever career you choose, keep an open mind." What's scarier than locking yourself into a rigid mindset? The worst thing in life is sprinting down a single path. The biggest thing to avoid is living and working by crowd mentality. Only by breaking free from a cookie-cutter mindset can we achieve wealth. A narrow mindset blocks long-term vision. In the book, Kiyosaki's friend, a journalist, came to him complaining. Her articles were well received, but the books she poured her heart into didn't sell. She felt undervalued, stuck in a low-paying job at a newsroom, unable to achieve financial freedom. Kiyosaki suggested she learn marketing and sales. She bristled, scolding him, "Don't mistake me for a salesperson." She'd never stooped to a simple job like selling. They parted on bad terms. Kiyosaki felt it was a shame. If she could shed her narrow career views and master market skills, her income wouldn't be limited to meager writing fees. Kiyosaki advises treating your career like a net, deployed holistically. Take himself as an example. As a sailor, he studied international trade. In the Marines, he learned leadership. At Xerox, he mastered management. And while speaking globally, he built a personal brand. Each step was a chess move in his career. Every skill was a thread in a net leading to wealth and prosperity. Only by expanding and tightening this net can wealth flow in like water. Family background, skills, or luck can support us in making money. But clinging to short-term, narrow, one-sided, stubborn thinking only blocks your wealth's flow. Set your sights on the big picture, grow a holistic mindset, and you'll have a shot at prosperity. A lack of strategy makes hard work useless. A famous American economist revealed a painful truth. In today's society, it's normal for the rich to resist change, but the scariest thing is that the poor also crave stability and avoid change. The book tells of Kiyosaki's friend working 3 jobs to send 4 kids to school. He asked Kiyosaki for help, feeling near death from exhaustion, yet unable to save enough for college. Kiyosaki suggested he drop his grueling jobs and learn to invest, buying low and selling high with small apartments. Sure enough, after changing, this friend became an investment expert, leaving behind days of toiling for money and discovering the joy of earning with his mind. Kiyosaki believes money is a concept. To earn more, you must change your concept. Instead of telling people to quit jobs to make money blindly, he advises using a wealth-building mindset. Financial freedom isn't achieved through mechanical labor but through learning, thinking, and practicing more. Poor people aren't lazy, they lack strategic thinking. They believe hard work and diligence will eventually pay off. They'd rather suffer in their current position than embrace new challenges or fields. They prefer repetitive tasks over new knowledge. As many have said, we build something, moving bricks around ourselves. But this inefficient, laborious struggle creates a wall, blocking our own path. Truly successful people don't bury themselves in work, they seek innovation in experiences and mindset shifts for breakthroughs. The rich dad said, "Job stability isn't everything, constant thinking is." Self-destructive thinking drains action. Kiyosaki shares a fable about a chicken on a farm. While other animals basked in the sun, this chicken paced in its coop, clucking, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling." He says many of us are like this chicken, living in constant worry and missing opportunities. Once, Kiyosaki and a friend passed a gas station. Learning oil prices rose 15%, the friend panicked, analyzing why prices spiked, fearing an economic crisis and global chaos. Meanwhile, Kiyosaki saw the issue's severity and bought 65% of a small oil company's shares. 3 months later, passing the station again, Kiyosaki had profited from rising stock prices, while his friend's assets halved, lost to worry and lack of focus as money slipped away. Self-destructive thinking is a taboo for wealth building. We panic over the smallest external disruptions. During crises, we fall into fear, scaring ourselves, like the author's poor dad, always fearing failure and loss, only lamenting, "I can't." The rich dad didn't overthink but acted swiftly to meet goals. Former ABB chairman Percy Barnevik said, 5% of success is strategy, 95% is execution. God doesn't grant what you want, only what you do earns rewards. Thinking is just the start, action brings answers. The Firewood Paradox ***. The book mentions a paradox, the firewood paradox. Sitting alone in a cold night with firewood in hand, a man yells at the fire, "Warm me up first, then I'll add more wood." As we know, only by adding wood first does the fire burn and warm him. Many fall into this firewood paradox. They want wealth but only think, "What do I want?" not, "What do others want?" Both the poor dad and rich dad were kind, but differed. The poor dad put himself first, helping others only with surplus. The rich dad prioritized others, believing in mutual benefit. To get, you must give first. Even with low profits, he donated to charities on time. Despite losses, he considered partners' benefits first. Over time, he earned respect, expanded relationships, and grew his career. Meanwhile, the poor dad's path narrowed. After losing his job, no one could help him. Sadly, many are like the poor dad. When it comes to benefits, they prioritize themselves. In partnerships, they maximize their own gains first. Without a giving, selfless mindset, living in the firewood paradox, we might earn a little but never reach true wealth. Building wealth is like being human: give first, receive later. These are the 6 insights I've distilled from this book. Rich Dad Poor Dad once drew heavy criticism for Kiyosaki's unflinching exposure of the poor's true nature. But time is the fairest judge. Over 20 years, this book proved that relentless effort with a poor mindset is the root cause of staying unwealthy. Many became rich dads thanks to this book, earning Kiyosaki's financial wisdom greater recognition. After reading, understand that Rich Dad Poor Dad's true purpose is to wake us up. Don't work for money. True wealth isn't money but our minds. The best investment isn't the market, it's ourselves. In career and life, moving from poor to rich relies on improving mindset and perception. I wish you can wield the powerful weapon of mindset like a lever to transform your life. If this video resonates, share it with those who need it, give a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for my latest videos. If you have any feelings or thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Once again, thank you, and see you in the next video.